Has a major issue at hand, and it's been something that's been kind of eating away at the game for many, many years now, where people are starting to get very concerned about the age restriction of basically certain game modes and the overall safety of their children on the internet. Now, I think at the end of the day, the safety of the children on the internet comes down to parents. It really does. You, as a parent, should be 100% in tune with what your child is doing on the internet, even if it's something that you don't like, right? But you should be at least be in tune as what they are participating in, especially if they are under a certain age. Now, if your kid is 14 and he wants to play Call of Duty and you know Call of Duty is going to have some gore and some cursing, okay, cool. I think that's fair. But under the circumstances of young children, I mean, to the point where, they're 12 or under and they're talking to full grown adults, I think that comes down to the parents as a overall. And you might be asking, well, why are you talking about this today? And it is because Roblox is obviously facing a lot of controversy because over the last, basically since the beginning that Roblox has been created, the platform has catered mainly towards children, but this has also been a major setback because it allows full grown adults that are borderline predators or are predators to essentially hop on Roblox and meet children, ask for their address, ask their age, ask for pictures, whatever it is. And it becomes to the point where it's insanely creepy and very weird to essentially have children continue to play this game. And a couple weeks ago, because of all of this is happening, um, basically there was rumors that Roblox might even be shutting down because it was getting that bad. Like it was getting to the point where we have gotten multiple videos at this point where people have shown up to a child's house because the child gave them their address and basically was like, "Yeah, go ahead and come over because you are my friend from Roblox," and it ends up being some 30-year-old guy who is trying to do something nefarious. And they always in the video they're always like, "Yeah, I'm here to like meet the mom or whatever." That's still creepy, bro. Like you're still a creep. I'm sorry to say that. Like even if that is your true intention, the person doesn't even know you, and you're showing up at their house because you met their child online, and now you're trying to go out on a date with them. That is a like weird borderline like a freaky deaky type of situation, I guess you could say. And obviously, this is becoming a really, really, really big concern with people because Roblox is bigger than it has ever been. I think it's like the biggest played game in like the history of games or something like that. And there's basically no rating system or no protection in the game at the same time. And if you don't know, basically what their response is to this is this. So, Roblox is making a major change to its platform and its games following growing concerns over child safety. The company has faced increased scrutiny in recent months, including controversies surrounding predators targeting children, the banning of self styled predator hunter, and even a public petition calling for Roblox CEO to be removed. In response, Roblox is tightening its safeguards and new partnership with the International Age Rating Coalition, which will replace the platform's current maturity labels with official ratings. This is a absolutely terrible idea. This does absolutely nothing for child safety. And if you believe this, then like it's a little bit of a blinder. That's what they're trying to throw. It's like they're throwing pocket sand at you, I guess you could say. Like this is the most lazy, grossest way you can go about it. Hey, yeah, there's big concerns about child predators and and people giving out their addresses and all this stuff. Oh well, what if we just put a rating on certain games? 99% of these games are designed for children. Like I don't think that's what Roblox understands. Is these people who are predators aren't going on the DayZ, like Roblox DayZ and meeting kids. No, they're going on Blox Fruit. They're going on Squid Game. They're going on Crab Game. They're going on Dress Up. They're going on Natural Disaster. That's where they're going on. All these games are made specifically for kids in mind. So you might think like, oh well, the solution is just so simple. Check this for specific content. Under 17 required accompanying parent and adult. This isn't gonna work. When I was young, bro, I think I was like 10 years old, and I made a 18 plus YouTube account specifically so I could watch Call of Duty videos. You think this is going to stop young kids who are unmonitored on the internet from making a higher end account so they can play those games, or from a adult who actually has like a full functioning brain and like is a member of society to go, hmm, what year am I born on Roblox? I could pick my birthday, or I could choose that I was born 2 years ago. Wow, no way. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's realistically what's gonna happen. So what should you do then instead, right? I think that's the best thing to ask. What should they do instead of age restriction content? Because like that's just not gonna work at the end of the day. People will just change their age. So what I would do is I would make this phrase band. Where do you live? What's your address? How old are you? What's your age? Um, what's your social security number? Just some crazy facts. What state are you from? Where are you from? Do I need to say more? Like, let's just go down the list and like, I guarantee you, brainstorm for an hour or two. Right? Get your team on it, Roblox. Brainstorm for an hour or two, and you could come up with 600 phrases that would instantly flag your account. And like, if basically the conversation continues, they just get permabanned instantly. And it might seem like really weird, but I don't think that little kids are going around randomly and being like, "Hey, you're really cool. What's your home address?" No. Like if they are like it's probably once in a rare blue moon essentially. And then what else can you do to help this with the age restriction? Make it where anybody that is 17 or under cannot add anybody that is 18 or over on their account. This is like something that would you could still get around it with the age verification thing, like I said before, but it would still add that slight bit of a wall, you know? And that's kind of how I think about it is like how many walls, how many layers can you put up to essentially stop somebody, right? So like this is how a lot of games will stop cheaters from cheating, for example. It's where there's just 500 steps you have to go through, and it's like by the time you get to it, you don't even really want to do it anymore, I guess you could say. Now, is there still people who will find ways around all of this at the end of the day? 100%, right? But if you want to reduce it as much as possible, ban phrases, ban people from adding each other, make it where the kids just make it where there's a separate voice chat, make it where there's a 18 plus voice chat in a game mode, and make it where there's maybe a 17 or under voice chat in a game mode. I think that'd be pretty easy to do. You just literally create two separate voice chats and you make it where one you have to be age verified to be over 18. I think it'd be so simple. And I know people don't like this aspect, but I think for children's safety, this is going to be a good aspect. Make it where if you say you're 18 plus, you have to have a ID verification. And that might sound crazy, but if you get flagged, let's say, for asking somebody their address or something like that, then you get permabanned with your ID. And I know people aren't a huge fan of ID verification, but I think under the circumstances where it's protecting children from potential predators, I think we should all agree on that, in my personal opinion, you know? So it's just a little strange to me. It feels like people are pushing their outrage towards a certain point and they're not really asking for like good changes. Like I think just like being like remove the CEO from his position does absolutely nothing. Like how about we get a petition that I don't know, maybe if you're 18 plus, you just can't play Roblox. And that might sound weird. They might lose, a billion or whatever players on the daily average. But at the same time, it would protect the kids because that's what the game is for. At the end of the day, it's mainly for the kids. But I know I don't want to upset the people who genuinely are normal people who are just going and like they just enjoy the dress up game or they just enjoy blocks fruit or something like that because there is good games on there. Like me and my friends will hop on there. I used to play like the parkour game all the time because that just like itches a part of your brain for some reason. Like those games are fun, but there's just a way that the company should definitely be trying to protect kids more. But I also think the parents should. I 100% think this. Like if I was a father, right, like right now, and like let's say I had an 8-year-old kid, I would not allow him to play Roblox. Just period. And that might seem like harsh, but like no matter how much he begged or whatever, I probably wouldn't allow him unless I was literally sitting in the room with him, essentially. And like that's just how it would be, essentially. Because it's so weird to me that like parents will essentially just put their kid in front of a screen and go, "All right, I got a dip for the day." Like, what are you doing as a parent, as an adult? That's like more important than making sure your child is actually safe at the end of the day. And people will always say, "Well, work or whatever." Don't let them play the game while you're at work. If they want to play a game while you're at work, put them on Mario Kart. Put them on Skyrim. Put like literally put them on anything else. That's what my dad used to do. Like he would be at work, and while he was at work, like obviously we would do our homework and stuff like that. But like we had like Oblivion, we had Skyrim, we had like puzzle games, we had stuff that was like very stimulation, but there was no way that we faced any consequences of someone figuring out where we lived or something like that. And that was until like I hit like 13. Until I hit like 13, I basically never played online games outside of like a little bit of Call of Duty with my friends. And then after that, like that's when I started playing like MMOs and stuff, and like I was completely disconnected from uh child safety and stuff like that. But like I don't know, it's just a weird topic as a overall, and I'm kind of ranting at this point. So I'll probably go ahead and end the video there. But let me know what you guys would do in order to help with child safety as a overall, I guess, on the internet. What do you think would actually be the best course of action? But besides that, hope you guys enjoy. Have a wonderful day. Peace.